Hey guys, Cam here from Pocket-lint, and over the last few years we've seen the smartphone stagnate somewhat. And so different manufacturers have been trying to do different things, and one of those things over the last 2 years has been foldable smartphones. Samsung is now onto its second foldable phone, and it's called the Galaxy Z Flip. Now, as foldables go, it might not have the striking looks of the Razr, but being a flip phone means it still has that instant retro charm still. It looks a lot more like a Galaxy S folded in half, but has a glossy glass finish, and that hinge is sturdy and adjustable enough that it can hold most angles. What's more, the interface adapts to this setting, so if you're using the camera app, you can control the camera with the bottom half, as an example. Now, it folds neatly into about the size of a compact mirror, and easily slides into a pocket. And this flipping open and shut is a surprisingly satisfying thing to do, and easy to do one-handed. But the small gap near the hinge means it will collect dust and debris quite easily over time. For an expensive flagship smartphone, its lack of water and dust resistance is a concern, especially if you plan on using this over a couple of years. There's a hefty bezel around the display designed to keep the protective screen layers in place, but it does make swiping in from the side a little tricky. But onto that folding display, and this OLED panel is covered in what Samsung calls ultra-thin glass. It's great for gaming and watching videos on. You don't lose any punch or vibrancy you'd expect to find in a Samsung display, but it's not as durable. It's covered in a layer of ultra-thin glass and plastic, making it easier to scratch than your standard Gorilla Glass 6 or whatever version of Gorilla Glass you happen to have on your smartphone. And then there's that crease which develops over time because you're keeping the phone shut. It's unavoidable, and it causes a noticeable dip in the middle of the screen that you feel every time you scroll up and down your Instagram or Twitter feeds. But there's another issue with our unit in particular. The display panel itself seems to become creased or rippled underneath the surface layer, and we don't know exactly why. It could be excessive heat from gaming. We did notice while playing Call of Duty that the phone became quite hot. Or it could just be that this is the area that your thumb presses when you game quite a lot, and so that excessive force from a thumb could be what caused the ripple. We have reached out to Samsung, we've told them the issue, they're aware of it, but so far we've not had a reply. Now, unlike the Moto Razr, the Flip has powerful internals. The Snapdragon 855 Plus and 8GB of RAM keeps things running smoothly all day, but there's a chance if you're a heavy user you'll struggle to make the battery last that long. In our testing, on an average day we'd get it to early evening before needing to charge it up. On a light day, you could probably get to bedtime no problem. But if you're a keen gamer or power user, you will be charging this thing up probably more often than you'd like to be. And it doesn't charge up particularly quickly by modern standards either, so that's something else to consider. Although you do get the versatility of being able to use a cable or wireless charging. As for the camera, it's a dual system, but it doesn't quite match up with the S20 lineup. But you do get ultra-wide and regular cameras, so you at least get some versatility. And in normal lighting conditions, photos come out well. We do miss having that telephoto zoom camera you find on most flagship these days though. But results are decent, and as with most phones, high ISO shots in low light come out with little noise attached. The video looks good, with plenty of detail and colour, and you can also choose to shoot in various aspect ratios for a lot of flexibility. Now, on the whole, the Galaxy Z Flip is definitely a step forward for foldable smartphones. But there are some compromises here, even when you don't take into consideration the price of the phone. The display material still doesn't seem quite robust enough, and we found damage on our display within a week of normal use. And then there's the fact that the battery isn't fantastic, and even in the camera department you're missing out on something here as well. The real question is how much you're willing to accept these compromises in exchange for novelty. For many people, the Galaxy Z Flip will provide what you want in terms of camera, power and battery, providing something unique that looks great. But for gamers, enthusiasts and power users, the Galaxy Z Flip is probably a compromise you don't really want to make yet. It's a promising sign for foldables in general though, and we can't wait to see what comes up over the next couple of years, presuming this market lasts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like the video, hit subscribe if you want to see more, and follow us on Twitter, where you can get in touch with us, ask us questions, and of course there's always the comment section down below. I've been Cam, and I'll see you again soon.